Today is July 15th, 2005, and Dan the Man Moore is not a happy camper. Find out why next on Velocity Live.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Velocity Live here on Island Talk, 540 AM, WLIE, and on the web tonight at WLIE.com. Getting started a little late tonight, but we know you're listening tonight. I'm your host, Paul Verderosa. Your telephone numbers to get in touch with us tonight, 516-955-5400 or 631-955-5400. I'll say it again, 955-5400. Give us a call tonight. I'd really love to hear from everyone. It's been a little tough week, and we'll get into that in a few minutes. But if you're on the web tonight, check us out, velocitylive.com. It's our official website. And if you want to talk to us tonight in the studio, Velocity LR. If you're an AIM Instant Messenger user, Velocity LR puts you in touch with us here in the studio tonight. Looking over on my left tonight, the man who's fresh out of a hospital stay, but being the gamer he is, he's right here tonight in the studio. I was wondering what happened to you this week. Say hello to Velocity's own John Mulaney. Good evening to you, sir.
What's going on?
How are you?
All right.
Feeling better?
It's been a bad week for everybody, man.
Yeah, it's been tough, and I'm glad you're okay.
I'm alive.
They threw you out of there. I know they did.
They hate me.
Oh, I know they did. They knocked you out for hours, and they didn't care.
I'm noisy and obnoxious, and they sent me home.
That's right. And on my right, the girl who handled a lot of the show business this week during my absence, and for that I am so appreciative. She stepped up to the plate, and she's also the girl who last night survived the terror that is known as my Uncle Richie. The one, the only, Carrie Dillon. Good evening to you, Carrie.
Hello.
How are you, sweetheart?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
All right, hanging in there, doing all right. Gonna get it together tonight. It's been one of those weeks and days. You're absolutely right. And of course, the man who each and every week sits on the other side of the glass and brings us to your homes, excuse me. The man who, as we speak right now, is ripping up in anger papers on the other side of the glass. Dan the Man Moore. Good evening to you, Dan.
Hi.
Why are you so angry tonight?
It was a long Ducks game. Let's put it that way.
I think this was the most runs the Ducks have scored all season. Am I right or am I wrong on that?
Yeah, they had some stat like that they gave. I was busy cutting up, track 17,000 for the post-game show, though, when they gave the...
Listen, I was in the studio, and they gave you a lot of credit for putting that together, though. So thanks for hanging in there with us tonight.
Yeah.
Oh,
we just won't talk to you, okay,
wow,
Dan?
we just won't talk to you for the rest of the night, Dan. Thanks a lot. Okay. All right. So coming up this hour, our good friend Oprah, she's back at it again. Find out now why she believes she a love doctor. First Choice is going to remake that song, Dr. Love, for Oprah. Too bad we don't have that. Is there a new American Idol spinoff on the horizon? We'll let you know. Comedian Will Voigt going to cheer us up a little bit. He'll vote Voigt. I'm drinking again. Will, please forgive me. It's been one of those nights. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen are having separation anxiety. We'll fill you in about that. Jockey Christina Gray, she's coming up this hour. Carrie Dillon's got the news. And, of course, Grandma's weekly call from Exit 30. So hopefully she's hanging out. But first, it's been a little bit of a tough week. And I really just want to quickly thank a lot of people this week. For the listeners who really don't know, and they follow our show week in and week out. It was a tough week for myself personally. We lost one of the show's biggest fans and supporters, my grandfather, John Rosella, at the young age of 75. I wasn't even sure if I was going to be here tonight, but after speaking at length with Kerry last night at the wake, I decided that it would be best to come in tonight and do not only what I love, but what he loved to listen to week in and week out, which was our show. And while speaking with him last week, he was speaking very highly about you guys and very highly about the show and had nothing but positive things to say. So, Kerry, John, Mr. Anger Management on the other side of the glass, let me just thank you guys for making it a pleasure and a lot of fun to be here week in and week out. So it's a little tough on me tonight, so kind of just bear with me. So many people this week were supportive and really on top of everything for me, and I like to keep names out of the show, but I just want to thank everybody really quickly. All the members from the Rosella family, the Verderosa family, the LaHecca family, all the friends who were at the wake and the services this morning, which were all really nice and beautiful. And Nicholas Cassis, I can't stress that enough. The kindness and the care that he showed to the family during this time was nothing short of amazing, making everything run smoothly. For me personally, Jessica, Kerry, Amy, Donna, John, tonight's guest, Christina Gray, these guys, picked up the slack. Some of them spent countless hours with me on the phone through all this. And finally, I know I'm stretching this. Finally, I want to thank those here at WLIE, Stuart Henry, and Business Talk Radio, John Iannuzzi, for being supportive and understanding with regards to my job and the time I'm missing. So, guys, if I sound a little off tonight, pick me up, just bear with me, and it'll get better from here. So, thank you very much.
You need to let loose once in a while.
Yeah.
After stuff like that, man.
Yeah. I mean, do we even want to get into what happened to you, or we just want to leave that alone, or do you even feel like discussing that? That's totally up to you.
Yeah, no.
We don't even...
Do you want to hear how my brother got me in trouble? How I was saying how I...
Okay, go ahead.
Having a party.
Well, that's what I wanted to get to, too. I was looking at my notes, too. And last week, the guys, for people who didn't listen to the show or may have listened in last week, at the end of the show, Kerry said she was having a party this weekend because her parents were going away. Mm-hmm. And the guys from Cancun...
I hung out with them after.
Oh, you hung out with them after the show. Well, see, here's the funny thing now. Now, did you even realize last week that when you left the studio, and there you were, driving down Deer Park Avenue, chatting away on your phone. I'm not going to say if you had a, hands-free device or not, because we don't want to get you in trouble or nothing if you didn't. But I'm just saying, Kerry's cruising along down Deer Park Avenue, and John and I are driving next to her for at least a mile and a half, and Kerry never looks to her right. On the phone.
No, I saw you.
No, you
but
didn't.
I was on the phone with my uncle.
No, you didn't.
No,
Don't
I'm telling you, I swear to God.
Don't lie. You didn't see us.
She saw us
and I
when she
almost got
finally
lost
stopped for the
because I'm
light.
like, I don't know where I'm going, and then I'm like, oh God, my voice. I suddenly became a man over here.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, notice the voice changes when
It's so weird. Okay, so anyway, I was trying to get to the place because I had no idea how to get there.
Okay.
And then I'm like, oh, Paul's next to me. I'm on the phone. I can't wave or anything because I have no hands.
First of all, now you got to remember, Kerry's driving her little chick car, and there I am in this big boat of a Lincoln, pushing Kerry into hardly any of a lane, and Kerry's just on the phone like nothing's going on. Me and John are in the car going down Deer Park Avenue, and we're driving along, and I'm like, she doesn't see us. There's no way she sees us. And John's like, no, she's got to see us. I'm like, no, she don't see us at all.
How could you miss your boat, man?
I know.
It's hard to miss. I'm sorry.
So now where'd you go to meet these guys?
Oh, they were staying at my friend's house.
Look at this. Man, you talk about networking real quick. Go ahead.
So we just hung out, everyone, whatever.
Well, get to the point. What, you got in trouble?
No, this was not it. It was at different.
Oh, this was something
this was
else.
Friday night. Saturday I had a couple people over my house, blah, 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 whatever. Not that many people at all because, whatever. So, my parents get home a couple days early. Not a big deal. Clean up the house, everything, whatever.
Early, or?
No, my mom told me the day before.
Okay.
So anyway, I go out. I'm having, dinner with some friends or whatever. And I get a phone call during dinner, and my brother's like, Kerry, I found a condom on my bed. Blah, 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 your friends, this and that.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Back up. Your brother finds...
My 14-year-old brother says he finds a condom on his bed. And he's going off. He's like, I want to go to bed, this and that. My mom gets on the phone. She's like, Harry, I can't believe you.
Well, now, wait a minute. Who was in his room?
No. Well, there was a couple people that went downstairs because, my house isn't that big.
Okay.
So, people did wander downstairs, but they wouldn't have done anything
Did he make this
They
up?
didn't. Listen, yeah. So, my mom was, ripping me a new one and, call me. I hang up the phone, whatever. Call me back, half an hour later when I'm not home. And, again, the same thing. So, I hang up on them. And then I get home, oh, my God, I really hope, my brother's a, prankster to begin with. But, I say like a million times. No.
Yeah.
So anyway.
None of us are functioning here. Go ahead.
Okay, that's what happens when I try to tell a story.
But you're second-guessing yourself, maybe something did happen.
No, I am, and I'm thinking maybe I should call my friends to
see
get it off
happened.
my chest or something, or see who it was, or see if I have to make up a story real fast before I get home.
Now these were just different. Was this from the party over the weekend? Because you said you were having a party. So is this where this all started, or?
Yeah, this was
okay.
This was Saturday night.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm going home with one of my friends. I'm oh my god. I'm
gonna be in so much trouble when I walk in that door.
Okay, get in, and my brother's like, Terry, get down here, blah blah blah. There's a condom on his bed, right? But it's not it's obviously not used or anything like that. The 14-year-old kid went out, bought a condom, put conditioner in it.
Stop. Wait.
How did a 14-year-old buy a condom?
He did it to see if he'd be able to buy them. They thought it was funny.
And he put Jergens lotion in it?
Yeah, he put conditioner in it.
Oh, no!
He's 14 years old. That is my brother.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
So now he freaked you out for nothing.
So yeah, I'm like, and my mom's like, look, Carrie, and I'm like, oh my god, like, so I pick it up like with a paper towel or whatever, and I'm like, and then he's like, throw it out.
I've got the barbecue tub.
So then he's like, I'm like, it's freaking lotion, Timmy, you're such a liar, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, yeah, it's conditioner. And I was like, you jerk.
What a prankster.
I want to get him so bad. We need to figure out something. He's so bad.
That deserves getting evil.
Yeah.
Even.
Oh.
And evil.
That is. I can't believe a 14-year-old just concocted that whole plan.
And he had my mom believing it the whole time. She's like, I was so mad at your sister and you let me be
I could see her freaking out, too, on the way back.
I was getting so mad. When I found out, I was screaming at my brother. I was so annoyed. You have no idea.
Oh, man. You are listening to Velocity live here on Island Talk, 540 AM WLIE and on WLIE.com, 955-5400. Paul Verderosa, Kerry Dillon, John Mulaney. We were talking about condoms just a minute ago. And if you didn't tune in, you missed a really good story. I'm very impressed that a 14-year-old did that. I think that's great.
No,
it was horrible for her, but I think that was great.
It's a good story to tell.
I could just see your mom flipping out over there.
She was.
You know, if you have that party over there, and then it's like, my God, my house was used as a...
Yeah.
Is your mom a typical yeller?
Oh, yeah. Everyone in my family. It's like not normal unless someone's yelling. We're gonna be not yelling. It's
we're gonna be getting phone calls.
That's how my house is. I mean, pretty much if people are talking, it's like, what's wrong? And you used to like wars going on and yelling, and the minute you hear like low level talking in my house, people start going, all right, what's being plotted?
Seriously,
exactly.
It was so like.
I mean, my house is so dysfunctional it actually is functional. So.
I think every family's got their dysfunctions. It doesn't matter what family it is.
When they tell you they are functional, they're lying.
Good grief. So how did the rest of your weekend go then after that?
It was peaceful. Other than that, it was nice until they came home.
Perry's sitting home writing in a diary, brother will die.
I'm really trying to figure out how to get him back. He's probably listening right now, though. But he's funny.
You got to make him look over his shoulder for a while.
I will.
Prolong the agony.
You know, this.
I'm sending John after you, Timmy.
Oh, that's the wrong one. You want to talk about being evil?
He'll wake up, I'll be laying in bed next to him, petting his back, going, what are you doing?
Oh, you know what? I'm glad we have a call.
My dad
it's a little early, but we'll take it. You're calling early tonight. What, are you going to bed tonight?
No, I'm in by my neighbor's house, so I just wanted to grab you before, your grandfather wants to know more about Carrie's story.
What does he want to know?
Grandpa
he wants to know was it a used one or not.
No, it wasn't used. It was fake.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry to disappoint him.
That makes him happy.
I'll keep him informed.
Okay.
For future.
We feel like we know you now. We want to keep up on all this stuff.
And by the way, for those who are not familiar with who's on the phone, this is Grandma from Exit 30. I failed to mention that.
Is she cell phone granny tonight?
Are you on the phone? Are you on the cell phone tonight?
Yes.
Oh, she's on the cell phone tonight.
Cell phone granny tonight.
Cell phone granny tonight.
It's after 9 o'clock.
That means you guys had your coffee late tonight.
Yes, we did. And we had our glass of wine, too.
Wow. Look at what's going on over there. Bunch of swingers we got over off Exit 30.
I guess your grandfather was asking for a reason.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Man, it's he's gonna be a Who's Your Daddy night tonight over there.
Yeah, there you go. That's okay.
All right. Well, thanks for checking in.
We love the show.
Yes.
Okay, and we're checking in, and I'm glad everything's okay.
All right. Thank you, Grandma.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye. Love you.
Love you too. That's my swinging grandma over at Exit 30.
Yeah, you know what reminded me of you saying like it's gonna be a Who's Your Daddy night or whatever. At the wake last night. I don't want to make light of the situation or anything, but your uncle was like, I'm sorry, I can't listen. Remember? He's like, I only get it once a year, and that's tomorrow night. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I wonder if he is getting any tonight. That's a good question.
Yeah,
I know.
So bad.
You know, they are in. Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. They are in. They are still in New York. And if Uncle Rich, if you're still awake,
let's
give us a call
Uncle Rich
and find out if he's getting any tonight.
Give us some booty
I got to
talk.
tell you, we got to go to break. But when we get back, we'll talk about it a little bit. And Christina's on the line. But he cornered Kerry last night. Called her everything but Kerry. Called her Terry and all this other stuff.
Oh, boy.
And did nothing but just chat away with her last night. Kerry got a real culture shock last night, let me tell you. If she could survive Uncle Rich, she could survive anything.
I was listening to the old guy gurgle in the bed next to me last night. It wasn't pleasant, man. I had no TV this time. I went to the hospital with $5 in my pocket, so I couldn't afford anything.
Oh, my God.
You should have told Dan. He would have came and kept you company.
Oh.
Dan is just so not happy.
Look at that.
Dan has the Mafia Manson lamps tonight. You know? That's right. He's got those Manson lamps tonight. All right. You're listening to Velocity Live here at Island Talk, 540 AM WLIE and on WLIE.com, 955-5400. We're coming up to a break, and over the past few weeks, you've heard this man's music. That's right. It's none other than Velocity's own Ciro DiLorenzo. Ciro's music can currently be heard here in the States and internationally on satellite radio, and we're proud to have him aboard here with us on Velocity. If you'd like more information about Ciro and his CD where you can purchase it, visit our website at velocitylive.com. You'll see a link for Ciro DiLorenzo. Click on it. We'll take you right to CD Baby, and you can purchase Ciro's music. Here's Ciro DiLorenzo and Shake Your Body on Velocity. Back on the other side of the break.
You put a knife your body. Shake, 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 shake your body. Shake, 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 shake your body. Shake, shake, shake with me.
Hi, this is Dan Moore, and you're listening to the best of Velocity Live on VelocityLive.com.
You are listening to Velocity Live here on Island Talk 540 AM, WLIE, and on WLIE.com. Paul Verderosa, John Mulaney, Kerry Dillon. Dan's smiling. Dan, why are you smiling?
I don't know why. I love this song.
I told you.
It was my ringtone on my old phone forever, and people used to make fun of me, like, why are you having an Aha song on your phone?
And you know what?
I used to tell them to shut up.
I knew 2 weeks ago Dan was angry. Dan was happy when we mentioned Aha.
Yeah.
And then this past week, or actually tonight, I'm totally gone, like I said, forgive me. Dan was very unhappy, and I told him that this was one of the songs. So, Dan, just for you, turn it up for a few seconds. It'll make you feel a little better. Sing along, Dan.
I can't. He goes too high in the song. I can't sing those notes.
Dan,
you're just too much man for this song.
No, I've tried, and I just pass out.
Picture Dan, like, dancing around in the car singing to this. Dan's like a real guy, like it's a NASCAR guy, and he's standing there singing "Take on Me."
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, whatever.
He's getting in touch with his feminine side.
No, I'm just a loser and like crappy music, apparently.
All right. Dan, don't worry, we'll play it for you again later, I promise.
Okay.
All right. So, on line 12 is a personal friend of mine. Christina Gray is not only a jockey that I'm very familiar with and have made a few bucks on, which is always a good thing, but she is also a good friend who was a big piece of my rock this week in light of what was going on. And Chrissy joins us now here on Velocity Live from all places, which I still never could understand, Louisiana, which is basically like the back roads of America. We all can agree on that since we're sitting here in the city. Talk about her career, her ups and downs, including a recovery from a nasty December spill at Delta Downs. Chrissy, welcome to Velocity Live. How are you?
Hi, thank you.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
What's going on?
Not much.
You were, and I felt so bad too because I called her before the show because like we're so late tonight, and you know I bet you're wondering if we even like did anything tonight if we started a show.
Well, no, you told me that the game might run late, so.
All right. So
I wasn't too worried.
All right, as long as you were.
Sure I carried the phone everywhere with me when I went around the house.
See, now that's the mark of a true guest that knows that she wants to be on. She's walking around with the phone.
You didn't want to miss the call.
All right, good. So, give our listeners a little background on yourself and where you grew up and how you got involved with thoroughbred racing. Because in this room, I'm the big thoroughbred racing nut. So, educate these two in here.
Well, I don't need to be educated about thoroughbreds. I grew up with it.
Oh, that's right, your dad and all, yeah.
That's
all right.
Well, I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, so
as usual.
So school us a little bit here.
Okay, well, I grew up in Clifton Park, which is a town now. It's about 20 minutes from Saratoga, and Saratoga is a big horse racing community, especially every August.
They have the big meet up there.
August is big, yeah. Well, I've just always loved horses. I think all girls go through a stage where they love horses. I just never outgrew it.
Okay.
And I knew it was something I wanted to do, you know, for my career, and I like the adrenaline rush. I like going fast, and I just like the adventure of it all.
So how did you get started in it? How did you get on the track to getting to the track, basically?
I went to college first.
Okay.
Education was important in my family, so it was important for me. I earned riding lessons by getting good grades. I would get 3 lessons for an A, 2 lessons for a B, and 1 lesson for a C.
And what's very funny is, I mean, Christy and I talk all the time, and it's very odd to see many jocks end up in college.
Right.
You don't see that. So this is kind of an oddity.
Even some of the girls that I went to Lake Erie College in Painesville, Ohio, because I wanted to go to a 4-year school, not just a 2-year school. And even some of the girls, they'd go there for a year, they're freshmen, and then someone would offer them a job, you know, at a riding stable, and they'd be gone. They figured that's all they needed was the job. And I wanted the actual degree, so.
Good for you.
Yeah, and part of being in school, we had to do an internship.
Okay.
You know, for credit.
Mm-hmm.
So I just went through, I must have sent out 125 resumes to different farms that I found. I didn't even know if they had a track and did, you know, the kind of work I wanted to do, but I just sent it out, and I ended up at Ontour Farm in Canandaigua, New York.
Okay, so you ended up back in New York after all that.
Yeah, well, my family still lived in New York. I just went to school in Ohio, and then, it was about 20 minutes from Rochester. My grandpa lived in Rochester.
Mm-hmm.
So that worked out good. I didn't live with him. I lived on the farm, but, I already knew how to ride, but they got me started galloping on their little track, at the farm. And then when some of the 2-year-olds I was getting on were getting ready to go to the track, the girl said, would you like to, come onto the track? And I'm like, oh, yeah. So I got licensed that way. I got licensed through them.
Okay.
I know a lot of people go to the track and they start grooming horses and then hope somebody puts you on a horse at the track. But really, the track is not the place to learn to ride.
It's the truth, because it's very dangerous to put somebody. We have this, her and I have this discussion a lot about other jockeys. You watch them ride, and it's totally dangerous because you can tell they didn't learn very well. They learned at a track, and they just got thrown on a horse and said, okay, here's the keys, go ahead.
Right. And I get some girls that email me and contact me, how can they become a jockey? And I say, you have to go learn at a farm. Some of the guys, they'll figure a guy is strong enough to handle one, so they might give him a shot and throw him up on one at the racetrack and tell you go learn that way.
Yeah.
It's still not the safest way to learn, but you're not going to do it with a girl.
So now...
Really. And once you're a good groom, nobody wants you to... They want to hold on to it. If you're a good groom, and I think most girls are because they really have a love for the horses and they really care about them, they don't want to lose a good groom.
No, that's
they're not going to turn you into a jockey and lose a good groom that shows up every day.
Yeah, because then they'll never find a replacement. That's
exactly.
For sure. So now you get to the track, and you're finally licensed. So tell us a little bit about your first race and your first win.
My first race was at Finger Lakes because I had galloped there. I worked at the farm until 1992 when I graduated college, and then I took up my freelance license, and I galloped until 96. In the end of 96, so I had like 4 years of galloping, on the track and 2 years on the farm. I tried to make sure I could handle any situation before I took my license out for riding. And Kenny Smith put me on my first horse. It was called Planetary Circle. And he told me the horse had a breathing problem, but he's like, this will be a great, nice, safe mount for your first ride because he's an older horse. He won't do anything wrong. And I was so far behind the field.
So you just kind of watched them all around and just hung on?
Well, I was right with them until we broke from the gate.
Yeah, and then that was it.
But yeah, by the time we got to the first turn, I was starting to drop back, and then I wasn't even getting third anymore, so I didn't have to worry about flipping down goggles,
Yeah, you just kind of just held on and enjoyed the ride.
Like hanging
it was such a thrill. And the track was muddy. They had canceled the races the day before because of the track being off, and they weren't sure they were going to let me ride my first race on those kind of conditions.
So you got to get dirty, too, and everything right off the bat.
Yeah, and it was so muddy. I got pictures from that day. Like, it was the kind of mud where your feet, it'll pull your shoes off. That kind of heavy, sticky mud, and it was October, too, so it was cold.
Oh, man, it gets cold up there, too. So that was your first race.
Right.
So when did you finally get your first win?
I got my first win, I think it was September.
Wow, so you went almost a year then.
Well, yes, I went because I went to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Finger Lakes closed like the first week of December, and I went to Florida. Now, Hialeah, they were racing at Gulfstream, but I knew I had no shot at getting a mount at Gulfstream. So I galloped for the 3 months at Hialeah until Hialeah opened, and then I got a little bit of business at Hialeah. I rode a few races at Hialeah, which is a beautiful, beautiful track. I wish they'd start racing there again because I just love the atmosphere. And then the meet moved to Calder. So I moved over to Calder, and it took me another month. I didn't ride a horse for, I think, the whole month of June because the trainer that I had been, I was getting paid to gallop, and then I was also going around trying to pick up some mounts. They didn't give him stalls at Calder. So I kind of lost my gallop job.
So you were out of luck, too.
I was really out of luck, and I didn't know anybody at Calder. So it took me a good month to go make some contacts and get some things going again. But I did eventually win. She was a gray filly. Her name was Fulfilled Dreamer, which was a great name, and I think she paid like $86. It was her first win. It was my first win, and it was that trainer's first win for the year.
There you go. So it was a bunch of firsts that day. So.
Yes. I didn't know. I didn't pay any attention until I watched the tape again a couple times, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
No, which day was that?
Yeah. Give us a little idea on how much you've traveled about, because now you said you went to New York and to Florida, and I know you ended up in Massachusetts riding for a while.
Yeah, because I met a guy down there, and he said to me, he gave me some really good advice. He helped me out a lot with my riding and my whipping and my seat and some strategy. He was the only person that would pull me aside and say, this isn't, can you pick out the mistake you made in this race? And I'd go, I could have finished third if I had stayed on the inside or whatever it was. So he said, you need to go somewhere where you can ride a couple races a day and really get fit and get tight.
See, John's nodding his head yes because his dad's one of those war-torn horse players, so John knows the score. And he's just kind of nodding.
I grew up with it, man.
Yeah, so he knew somebody. He knew an agent. Well, an agent got in contact with him. They really wanted his book in Boston. So they agreed he would go to Boston. I think he kind of told them if they wanted his book, they have to take my book, too.
So you just kind of got thrown along for the ride.
I was willing to go. I wanted to ride, and the Gulfstream meet was coming up again, and I did not want to spend another 3 months just galloping. I'd started riding my races, and I wanted to continue to learn and advance with that. So I went to Boston, and it did work out good for me. I didn't stay with that agent. I ended up getting Phil Corbett was my agent at Boston. A good guy, probably the best agent I've had ever.
You go from Boston. Now you end up in all places down south in Louisiana. Why and how?
I was at Boston for about, maybe 3 years, and I was doing okay, but I wasn't doing as well as I wanted. I didn't feel I was getting the breaks. I had some people I had some trainers that rode me regularly that were loyal to me. Al Poxon was one, Bill LaGroy was another one, Glenn Matheson, a few people like that, but I never did get in the big barns. I never got in the Ron Dandy's barn or, some of the barns that got 30 horses.
Yeah, that were the bigger barns and the bigger outfits.
Yeah. So, and it's tough. I was only riding $5,000 claimers, and they were starting to drop horses down. It was getting tough, and I was ready to get out of there.
So you go down south. You have some success.
An agent called me up, and I went down south, and I did pretty good the first year at Evangeline. I was originally supposed to go to the fairgrounds, but he said, come down early, you can meet some people at Evangeline, then you can go over to the fairgrounds. Well, Evangeline people don't go to the fairgrounds. They all go to Delta.
Yeah, you go to smaller tracks down there.
Right. So I ended up on the Evangeline Downs, Delta Downs circuit.
So now you're there, you're riding, and this past December you went down in a spill, which I actually saw 2 days later. And what do you remember, and what actually happened?
The horse it was a freak thing. The horse just fell.
Now, you were in front, right? Or you were headed...
40-1, and I go to the front, yeah.
So the whole field's kind of behind you.
Well, luckily, my horse had started dropping back.
Okay.
He had started dropping back, so I was kind of in the middle of the field, and there was only like 2 horses directly behind me, and the one person managed to steer out around, and Don LeBlanc was the rider that was behind me, and he got stuck making an awful decision. He was going to go to the outside of me, but then he noticed that I fell to the outside, so he made the decision to stay on the inside and try to sneak by on the inside, and his horse ended up having to try to jump mine and didn't make it, and he went down too.
So you all go down, and...
Yeah, both of us go down, and I landed on my face. I remember hitting my face. Well, the horse stumbled one time.
Yeah.
He stumbled the one time, and I remember, usually they stumble once and they come back up underneath you, and you're okay, but you're ready to take a hold. So I remember grabbing the reins and being ready to take a hold and pick him back up, and then it was just like somebody just ripped his legs out from under him. He just fell like a ton of bricks.
And you go down, and I mean, you go down hard, obviously, and you don't get up.
I couldn't get up.
Yeah, and...
I landed on my face. I remember the outrider coming over and he's scraping the dirt out of my mouth.
So, now I know that they took you to the hospital. Actually, they took you to one hospital first.
Yes, they took me to a hospital first, and another girl, Jerry Nichols, and her husband, Kirk LeBlanc, they're both riders. They had come to the hospital to check on me and make sure I was all right and see what was going on, and they stayed with me most of the night, so I thank them, too. And first the doctor had said to me, well, you're never going to ride again. You may not walk again, which kind of scared me because I'm thinking, I couldn't get up and walk, but I could still move my feet.
Right.
So I knew, the nerve endings were still intact. For some reason, I just couldn't get up because I couldn't support myself with the broken back.
So I was just going to ask.
Yeah, and then he comes back, and then a little while later, he comes back and he says, well, there's good news. There's nothing wrong. You can go home.
So they sent you home with a broken back the first time.
They were going to send me home. Now, Jerry said, she's not all right. You better, if you don't want to treat her, send her to another hospital. And they didn't want to transport me in the ambulance. And she and Kirk argued, almost got in a physical fight with the doctor to get them to get an ambulance to transport me to another hospital.
Now,
because if they had tried,
yeah.
I could not have supported myself. If they had gotten me up, I'd have fallen down. I might be paralyzed today.
Now, after you left the first hospital, you ended up in the second one.
Yes.
So what was the total extent of your injuries? And really, what did you go through for your surgery? Because I read that, and I was very surprised with what I had read.
It's really neat. It sounds really bad. It's really neat what they did. I fractured T6. Actually, the doctor called it a burst fracture, which sounds like the whole thing just kind of exploded.
Yeah.
And I also had a bruised kidney and a bruised spleen, but they kind of healed themselves. You know, they didn't have to do any surgery for that. But they fused T5 with T6 with T7. So I got 3 fused vertebrae in my back now. And he would have had to fuse more vertebrae if they had gone in straight through the back. But if they went in through the chest, they could just do those 3. So I said, well, fine, go in through my chest because, you know, I'll have more movement if you just fuse 3 vertebrae than have to fuse 6.
Yep.
Yeah, so they cut me open, and it's from my shoulder blade, back around under my arm, and almost, you know, across my chest.
Wow.
It's not quite to my sternum, but it's about under where my breast is.
Wow.
Yeah, and they went in through the side. They had to collapse my lung to get that out of the way.
I read that, yeah.
Yeah, so they collapsed my right lung. They put the parts in. I had 2 surgeons. The chest surgeon opened my chest up. The back surgeon went in and, you know, put me back together. And then the chest surgeon went in and sewed me back up.
Now, you got limited mobility out of this after the laminectomy?
What was that?
You have limited mobility after they did the laminectomy on you?
Well,
basically, when they fuse the vertebrae, they supposedly claim that you lose anywhere from 15 to 30% of mobility.
well, I'm lucky in that it's right. The break was pretty much right between your shoulder blades. For girls, it's where your bra strap goes across the back. That's about where the break is.
Okay.
And you don't have a whole lot of movement there anyway.
I mean, I fell 3 stories back in '84 and broke my spine, and I was told I would have to have a laminectomy, and I avoided it.
Oof.
That scared the hell out of me. They start talking about fusing vertebrae. You're like, whoa, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it becomes a reality check.
Yeah, I mean, you're really like, I didn't want to go there at all.
Well, they told me, they gave me 3 options. They're like, well, option 1 is do nothing, and your back will eventually heal itself, but you'll probably have a big lump there. You won't be able to stand up straight, and it didn't sound good.
Ugh.
Yeah, and the technology they have now is just great. I got that company that made the part that's in my back. They're calling me to do a patient story.
Wow.
Well,
They're pretty. They must
Yeah.
make a good product because they did a girl that does. I think she does triathlons or decathlons or something, and they actually ended up sponsoring her. She had broke a neck, and she's back competing.
I guess the big question here: are you going to get back on a horse?
I want to get back on.
I was just going to ask you that. I was going to wrap it up by saying, what's your current status, and you plan on getting back into riding? When do you? I mean, I know her, and she's got the determination to do it. I want to know, when are you? I mean, do you have any timetable for this yet, or?
I go see the doctor again on September 27th. He gave me 3 more months. In the meantime, I'm going to the gym. I'm running on the treadmill. I'm up to 20 minutes of jogging. I do a total 35 minutes on the treadmill. The last 20 minutes now are running. I'm going to work that up to my usual routine, which was 30 minutes of running. Then I go do another half an hour on either the bicycle or the Stairmaster to keep my legs in shape. I was doing some leg weights, but the doctor just gave me permission to do upper body weight, so I've been doing that. I'm going to make sure I'm fit and ready to ride when I come back.
I give her all the credit in the world. I do. God bless you, because
Good luck,
I'm telling you, it's like, I'm telling you, they're right when they say it's like open your car door at 40 miles an hour and throw yourself out, and then you'll know how they feel when they fall off.
Well, it also helps
Pretty much.
that she was in
I've
good
gone
shape
down,
prior.
Yeah.
I rode. This is the first time I've broken a bone riding a horse. All the years I've been riding, I've been taking lessons in riding horses. I started taking lessons when I was 12. And I'm 35 now, and I've never broken a bone on a horse, and I have to go and break a big one.
That is, you know what, though? You're making a comeback, and that's what counts. And the determination, it will definitely get you there.
Well, thank you.
I have no doubt about that. So that's Christina Gray, and I thank you for coming on tonight.
Well, thank you for having me.
And I thank you for being around this week, too, for me.
Oh, anytime.
So I will catch up with you later on. You are listening to Velocity Live here on Island Talk, 540 AM WLIE, and on WLIE.com, 955-5400, 955-5400. Put you in touch with us. We still want to hear from you tonight. We've got a lot to get to, including we'll vote on the other side of the break. Velocity returns next.
Hi, this is Carrie Dillon, and you're listening to Velocity Live. Welcome back. You're listening to Velocity Live on WLIE 540 AM. I'm Carrie Dillon here with Paul Verderosa, John Mulaney, Dan the Man Moore, and on the phone I'd like to welcome a super funny actor-comedian who's performed in clubs in the city and on the island, wrote for Conan and does like 1 million different voices. Will Vogt. What's crack-a-lackin', Will?
What's crack-a-lackin'? Look, it's Velocity Live on a Friday night. Holla!
What's going on, bro? How are you?
You guys doing John and Paul? That's almost like one name. It's like John Paul, yes. We want to, let's invite John Paul over.
They used to call us the Pope.
I'm actually, I don't know. I don't know. You guys are sitting in the studio. I'm standing online waiting to get my new Harry Potter book.
Are you really?
No.
Man, people are going nuts out there for this stuff, too, man.
No, it's like, you know, I was in the city this afternoon, and Toys R Us in 42nd Street in Times Square's got the countdown going on every bookstore on Long Island. So, what I'd like to do is I'd like to just maybe call up, Fernando and, maybe get a little bit of something, light it up and then go over and go, excuse me, little Jimmy, can I borrow your wand for a second? Thanks.
Oh, my God. So what other voices do you do?
Well, Carrie, you sound like, I don't know what you look like, but you sound like a very attractive young woman, and we have a new office up at 125th Street. We're trying to run the command center, get Hillary elected in 2008, and we have some staff assistant positions open. I think if this radio show doesn't work out, you should definitely consider sending an application our way. I can make sure it gets streamlined to all the right people.
Oh, my God. You're freaking crazy.
Listen, listen, if you're good enough for Clinton, man, underneath that desk. Listen, honey.
Oh, God. I have a question.
Sure.
Okay, so you do stand-up comedy, right?
Yes.
What would you say was, like, the worst experience you've ever had, like, on stage performing?
The worst experience that I've ever had on stage? Probably when I was in Baltimore, and it was like I got booked at this coffee shop. Now, I'm not meaning to be offensive, John Paul and Carrie and Velocity Live. We're not here to offend the listeners. Okay? I'm just telling you as it was, as it is, as it happened. I get there, and the audience was comprised of now how do I put this tactfully? Well, they were missing a chromosome.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. And it was a little
Which
taken
chromosome?
off. I'm not sure which one, but they were all very, very nice. I have not performed in front of a group like that before, and let me just tell you something. They're so nice. They want to interact with you. Some of them actually get up and come on stage with you, and you're like, "How are you?" And it's just like it's like you got your jokes, you got your material, you're trying to do your thing, and then you can't even do Jiminy Glick because it's like now you're standing next to me and you're invading my personal space.
You're like a freaking psycho.
That was the most embarrassing. But I've been on Long Island, for 2 years. And are you guys all local Long Island people?
Yeah.
When you move to Long Island, it just blows the mind because, they say that you should, if you need something late at night, just go to 7-Eleven. Isn't that what that's what I was told. Just go to 7-Eleven. They're going to have it if you need, toilet paper, whatever you're out of, go to 7-Eleven. What they don't tell you is that you can buy people at 7-Eleven. There's like 60 Mexicans standing outside. It's like, yeah, can I get some NyQuil? I'm going to take a pack of Marlboro Lights. And what's his name? Juan? Yeah, I'm going to take Juan home. Would be, fantastic. I don't know about you, but when I'm buying my people, I like to try to get them in bulk. I want to get the best price possible. I go to Sam's Club or BJ's. I don't want, I want to get the best price on the human beings. But I'm hoping that Dairy Barn offers this service soon, so that I can just drive through. Yeah, can I get a quart of milk? And who is that? Pedro? Yeah, have him just jump in the back. When do I have to bring him back? On Thursday? Like, can you imagine? Like, you return a movie late at Blockbuster, right? They charge you like $20. What would the late fee on a human being be? You've had Juan for 3 months. That's gonna be $8,000.
That's 100 pesos a day.
I think that should be Blockbuster's answer to Netflix because everybody's doing this online video thing now, and you should be able to go to Blockbuster. You should be able to get a movie and a Mexican. I think that they would be able to. They should just incorporate that more. Listen, you're going to go out, you're going to buy yourself some milk, some eggs, and we're going to send you home an immigrant. Like, what did they do? Close the Statue of Liberty and go, we want all the immigrants to just evenly distribute themselves across Suffolk County at the 7-Elevens, please. Just We will come and get you when we're ready. And it pisses off the shop owners. You could tell you go into 7-Eleven. You try to get a cup of coffee, and all these guys around, and they're like, listen, you cannot, this is not a bathroom facility. Okay, just get your coffee and go wait across the street for the day labor.
Take your day laboring someplace else, my friend.
Please, day labor someplace else.
You away.
One, please.
One, please, don't do this to me right now.
You're urinating on the side of my facility.
You know the team behind the 7-Eleven, but there are no bugs there because I don't think anything grows.
That's very true.
Oh, man.
$3 an hour laborers.
So, where will you be performing anytime soon or anything?
Well, Carrie Dillon, tomorrow night we've got the big show at the Gateway Comfort Inn in Medford. I'm going to be opening for Bob Nelson. And it's pretty cool because Bob Nelson, was on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, and I'm a huge Carson fan. And this guy is just a legendary performer. And I think that, I believe, I could be wrong, ladies and gentlemen, right here direct from the lamp. I think it's an 8:30 show. Am I correct, or is it 8 o'clock? I'm not sure. If I get there at 8:30, please. Hey.
Just wait around for Will. He will be there, folks.
I think I'd have to do something at 8 o'clock somewhere else. And if there was a man named Juan, I'd have you for another 3 hours. Let's say we make something happen.
Oh, my God.
As long as you got a mattress, you can buy a Mexican anywhere.
Yeah, well, they do anything you want. They'll put a mattress together. Or what I like to do is, you like the Spanish guy, and he'll actually just, take down somebody's fence in your backyard and just make springs out of that. That's always fun.
Oh, man. Well, we're coming up to a break. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you,
Will. Good luck with everything.
It's always a pleasure to be on Velocity Live.
I needed that last Will tonight. Thank you.
I don't know how you guys deal with it. You got like a little bit of estrogen and then a whole hell of a lot of testosterone.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, that's the way it works around here.
Well,
she's trying to get out. She's trying to get out of the break. We need to go to commercials now. We need to play these.
I let her run a break, and she's really sticking to the clock.
There's some flashing lights that occur in the studio.
Well,
it's time to go to break now.
Yeah, we'll take
time. Pretty more jocularity. He's done too many voices tonight. I don't know. What do you think he's going to do next? I don't know. We need to play these commercials. What about the commercials? It's all about the commercials.
Oh, well, thank you, Will.
We gotta pay the damn bills, all right?
You're listening to Velocity Live. Thanks for joining us.
I needed that.
I'm going to get my prescription filled at CVS. Oh, in the back by Quan.
Oh, God.
Is that OxyContin? Yeah, I asked for the 2-gram pills, not milligrams. Don't short me.
There he goes, my favorite drug, OxyContin, man. I love that stuff, man.
Oh, jeez. All right, well, thanks, Will.
Thank you, Carrie.
Carrie's so desperately trying to get
no,
to
I feel bad.
Hi, you've called WLIE. Could you please hold, please? I'm new, and they're not paying me, and I have to put you on hold now, otherwise they're going to take away my credit.
What?
Oh, man. Wow. Dan's getting mad again.
That's way harsh, Will. Way harsh.
It's very nice. I saw him at Applebee's doing body shots on some guy named Peter. I don't know what that was.
His name was Joe. Get it right.
His name was forced. He was forced because he had come with a very attractive woman named Terry. I don't know if it was the same Terry that I'm talking to right now. It could have been a different one. There are many in Southern California. I'm not sure.
Oh, man.
You wouldn't know that, wouldn't you, Will? Anyway, we're listening to Velocity Live here on Island Talk 540 and on VelocityLive.com. We'll be right back after the break.
Hi, this is John Mulaney, and you're listening to the best of Velocity Live on VelocityLive.com.
Listening to Velocity Live here on Island Talk 540 AM, WLIE, and on WLIE.com. Paul Verderosa, Carrie Dillon, John Mulaney, Dan Moore smiling with the music tonight. He likes the music choice tonight. It's not disco night, right, brother? He's feeling happy.
Brother.
Dan's fooling.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. Dan had to get the mic to the proper level, and it's just been a mix of a show tonight, but I'm actually really glad that I'm doing it tonight, and having some fun. And, of course, what show wouldn't be complete without making fun of my favorite talk show host? What do you call her, John?
Orca.
That's right. Orca the Love Doctor. The talk show host isn't shy about giving romance advice to her celeb friends. She might be the most powerful person in the world. But does that give Oprah Winfrey the right to get involved in other people's love lives? She certainly thinks so. She's always had a genuine interest in other people, said a family friend. She likes to resolve arguments and heal spirits. Now she's a healer, too, on top of everything. Hallelujah!
Hallelujah. You've been saved.
Hey.
And when it comes to her famous friends, Oprah can't help herself. The talk show queen got Tom Cruise to spill his love for Katie Holmes, as well as to help him plan propose.
Oh, for real?
Oh, please. She's such a phony when she does that stuff. Tom Cruise, woo! I love you, Tommy! Oh, you're the greatest! Join my book club! Ugh. Cancel the contract already. She's such a phony. I can't even stand it. But it's not just celebrities, they say, who get advice from Oprah. She also likes to be in the loop about her employees. Says a show staffer. People who work for Oprah love her.
Well,
but she's a real meddler. Even if she's nice about it. So there's your weekly Orca update.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Exactly.
Yeah, as you can see, right in the trash, right in the trash can.
Orca gets a gong.
And by the way, speaking of, maybe Orca would like to participate in the new American Idol spinoff that's coming out.
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
Fox is planning an American Idol spinoff, Celebrity Idol, in which 10 stars not known for their singing, which would be great with Oprah, maybe me or Dan. You might try and sing. They'll try and go for $1 million, and the winnings will go to charity. And they want to involve the Idol judges, Simon and Paul and Randy, and have Ryan Seacrest host. Can you imagine Simon sitting there with
I'd like
these
to see him
celebrities?
rip a celebrity.
Did you see that?
That'd be great.
I mean,
I wonder if they would, downplay it.
I'm a
more.
big American Idol fan, but you know what? Not for me.
Really?
I'm not
I think
sure.
it'd kind of be cool, but I think it'd get annoying, too.
I'm not sure I would get into the whole celebrity. Paul Abdul crying and having a love affair with a celebrity. Just not really digging that. And before we get to the news...
Celebrity, because she's not a celebrity.
Oh, Paul Abdul?
Yeah.
I'd sleep with her.
That's not what I was saying.
Did you say Paul
All right,
Abdul?
we'll just, you know what, not talk about it.
Yeah. All right, and before we get to the news... The poor Olsen twins, Mary-Kate and Ashley, are having separation anxiety. It seems that Ashley's telling friends that she fears her twin sister might leave for college in New York City, might leave the college that she's in, might leave the college I can't even reach. She's in NYU. Right. Let's put it that way. And she wants to go back to L.A., putting them on opposite sides of the country. And she's considering the transfer, and she's considering it because her family and her boyfriend and her eating counselor all happen to be there. So while their rep denies that Mary-Kate's considering a move, Ashley said that she can't imagine not being near her sister. Yes.
I mean, I hate to jump backwards, but eating counselor?
I'm glad you saved me because I was dying here with this anyway.
Are these like the bulimia twins or something?
Well, one
of them had the eating disorder, the bulimia twins. But they're cousins, identical cousins.
Shit. But it's not like they can't afford to fly back and forth every weekend.
Right? Got $1 gazillion.
They made all that Full House money. They sucked ABC dry. Dave Coulier was never the same.
Yeah.
Poor John Stamos lost his wife. Bob Saget had to go and host America's Funniest Home Videos. Look at Candace Cameron. She had to marry a hockey player. Now they're on strike.
Yep.
Well, I heard that they were out begging for food last week. And whatever happened to that middle girl? Nobody cared about her.
Nobody.
She was good, though. Definitely.
And the ugly neighbor, too. Kimmy Gibbler. Whatever happened to her?
Such a good...
I heard she was hooking out here with the day laborers.
Working alone.
Not be surprised.
So that's what I got. And since I'm dying, and I look at this girl who basically saved me this week. Carrie, what's in the news, darling?
Well, happy birthday is in order to a sister that can sing. Jessica Simpson just celebrated her 25th birthday. The Big Bash had... What? Oh, okay. Time out.
Back it up.
The Big Bash was held at her parents' estate in California last Saturday, and the guest list included stars such as Macy Gray, Mandy Moore, Vilmer Vanderama, Chris Judd, and many more.
But her sister wasn't there, was she?
No, she was. She was, and Wilmer Vanderama is the one that she's starting to talk to, and that was like the big thing with Lindsay Lohan, remember?
Yes, I do remember that, actually.
So he was... confirmed that he was at the big party.
I bet you they told Ashley not to sing when they lit the candles for happy birthday.
No happy birthday for you.
And they had those, like, trick candles on her cake, too. So there's, like, all pictures around her, and she, like, looks, like, completely trashed, actually.
I hear she had to stuff her butt for that movie she's making. They just made.
Is that true? She had to do that?
The Dukes of Hazzard, they said she needed butt padding to make her cheeks look like Daisy Duke.
That's crazy. You know what? One time I was watching a thing, and, like, I don't know. It was, okay.
You know, people are going to start to think me and you were...
Okay, next topic.
Okay.
People are going to think me and you... People are going to think me and you were drinking before this show.
No, they had a show showing, like, how to fix your butt if it's, like, deformed and, like, or if it's flat or if it's too big. So weird. All right, so anyway, Cameron Diaz was in court last Thursday over some topless pictures she had posed for nearly 11 years ago. Photographer John Rutter tried to sell Diaz the pictures just a few days before the release of Charlie's Angels, fully loaded for $3.5 million back in 2003. The photographer stated that she signed a model release form giving ownership of the photos to him. However, Diaz denies those claims. Rutter was charged with attempted grand theft, forgery, and perjury, and if convicted, could face up to 6 years behind bars. As for Diaz, she, quote-unquote, wasn't ashamed to be out there like that.
I saw those. She should be embarrassed about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. if I was
proud about it, too.
If I was her, I'd sue to have it burned.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, the stuff wasn't that good. It was really class.
It was like really... It was a while ago.
It was all done in the warehouse, like a burned-out warehouse.
Yeah, it was in a deserted warehouse, but she thought it was safe, you know.
Yeah, she was dressed in chains.
Oh, my God, yeah, they said that. There was like a chain around a guy.
Yep.
They tried to model it after some edgy European magazine or something.
Yeah, it was horrible. It really wasn't anything that... I don't know what they were looking to get out of the deal. But
how could you?
He wanted to, try to make her... like, not be able to be in, like, family movies.
Yeah, I mean, bottom line, if I was her, she should bury that in her casket.
I think it's a skeleton you want to keep in the closet.
And, well, Christian Slater was in court Thursday, too, turning down a plea deal. The 35-year-old actor was charged after he allegedly grabbed a woman's butt in a grocery store on the Upper East Side on May 31st.
Was the butt deformed? That was the question.
He is currently charged with sexual abuse and forcibly touching a woman's buttocks, and, if convicted, could face up to a year in prison.
I heard this is not his first time, either.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't hear that. But the plea bargain was if he pleaded, guilty to the harassment, he'd just have to do 3 days of community service.
That was you or me, man. We'd be thrown, in jail and fined for,
seriously.
60 days.
Like
3
Iran,
days. You should do that anyway.
I know.
God. Anyway.
Someone suspecting a woman gets groped. Go ahead.
Well, a baby wasn't all it seems that Mr. and Mrs. Smith brought home from Ethiopia. Brad Pitt was hospitalized Monday after going in for some flu-like symptoms. He was soon diagnosed with a mild case of viral meningitis, serious but generally not fatal among people with normal immune systems. The disease involves the inflammation of tissues covering the brain and spinal cord, and most patients do recover in about a week's time. Pitt was released on Wednesday and is reportedly doing well, resting at home.
Poor Brad.
You go to Ethiopia, what do you want to get? What do you expect?
That stinks.
What'd you bring me home, honey? Meningitis.
Meningitis.
Oh, man.
That's bad. That's
a killer.
That's bad. And, he's got to be careful. I mean, he can pass that along real easy.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Don't these people get their shots when they go over there, or they just think
They're wait
a minute.
Stars. They're celebrities.
Wait a minute.
Immortal.
How much of an ass I am? There's not a shot for meningitis.
Yeah, I mean, they've been
there is.
Is there?
Yeah, a lot of colleges actually.
Well, who goes to Ethiopia to adopt a kid?
Well, they just drag.
You know what, Stan? Be quiet, all right?
Oh, fine. I'm just gonna turn your microphone off.
Oh man!
He did. Did you?
Then you won't hear about Beyonce. No,
Carrie had that you're walking away from the mic effect just now.
I missed it.
They dragged Ashley Judd over there also, and he was over there all because of Live 8.
Oh yeah, true.
MTV's faux pas, which took him 2 weeks to figure out how to do right.
Great. Now we're gonna have a Brad Pitt telethon next for viral meningitis.
Oh,
go ahead.
Poor Brad. Yeah, right. Okay, anyway, and in music news, Beyonce seems to find herself in a bit of a rut for the second time within this past year. On Tuesday, Minneapolis singer-songwriter Jennifer Armour, I believe her name is, filed a suit against the Destiny's Child singer, claiming that she had stolen the lyrics of Baby Boy from her song called Got a Little Love for You. Armour had shipped out the song to artists back in March of 2003, which is when she believes Beyonce fell in love with it. A hearing has been set for the copyright infringement suit for October 28th. And Usher with a new venture. He opened up a camp he created this week, geared for 8 to 18-year-old minorities interested in learning the business side of singing, dancing, and basketball. Campers will have 2 weeks to plan a charity celebrity basketball game, as well as prepare the halftime show. Usher hopes Camp New Look will change lives.
Okay, this is something I have to say now. I'm sorry. Singing, dancing, and basketball?
I know.
They're looking for the future Ron Artest of the nation.
They're looking for people to start brawls in the Civic Center within the next 5 years.
Yes. And that's going to be really weird because, singers and dancers and then, jocks. Especially if, the guys are singers and dancers and stuff.
Special guests are going to be Ben Vereen and Ron Artest. Oh, man. All right.
That's all I have for news.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome very much.
Thank you. So it's been one of those weeks. Let's hope next week is a much better week for everyone in this room. And, of course, on the other side of the glass. We don't want you being all angry.
And our listeners, too.
Yeah, and our listeners,
we love you guys.
too. We do. And, we really didn't give you guys much to call us with tonight, but we were just kind of going through the motions tonight. And bear with us. Don't worry. Next week we'll be back on track. Anybody got anything exciting going on? I'm sure you do. I know you said you were blowing out of here to go to a party after we were done with the show, so you never stop.
Always got stuff.
She never stops. I give her credit. But that's the way to live, man. After this week and going through what I went through, that's the way to live. I give her credit.
Yeah,
so what are you doing this weekend besides partying?
Actually, it's my parents' anniversary tomorrow.
Well, happy anniversary.
And my dad's birthday on Sunday.
Well, happy birthday.
And my mom's birthday on Monday.
Well, happy birthday.
Boy, did they plan that anniversary?
And my friend Jackie's birthday is tomorrow, too. Happy birthday, Jackie.
Boy, you got really...
I know.
Man, you got hit in the wallet this weekend.
Listen to this. I get my paycheck from, I haven't gotten a paycheck in 3 weeks because I just, got it or whatever.
Gone.
It's supposed to be direct deposit. Oh, no, doesn't work or whatever. So I had to go and deposit it, and they only give you a certain amount of money. I didn't even know I was going to get any money because I have $40 in my account previous to depositing my paycheck. So well, I'm a little restricted in the money area this weekend.
See Kerry next week for a while. What are you doing? You're going to be recovering this week from your various ailments?
Yeah. I'm going to make my doctor happy.
We're gonna get you healthy.
I was thinking today, maybe I'll listen to my doctor for a change.
Oh, my God, it's going to rain.
Yeah.
It's going to rain. Dan,
the earth's going to stop.
We ask you every week, and every week you come on and you say one word. Ducks. Ducks don't work, so,
Ducks.
So you'll be here all weekend.
Ducks and Budweiser.
Listen, if any of our listeners want to keep... Okay. All right, there you go. If any of our listeners want to keep Dan company, give him a call at 955-5400 this weekend. He'll be working hard with the Ducks.
Who are the Ducks playing this weekend, Dan?
Atlantic City, I think.
Are they playing in Atlantic City?
No, they're here.
Nah, too bad. Could have went and gambled. Bring in the music, brother.
More.
Look at Dan. You know we're gonna get a long outro tonight because Dan likes the song. So Dan's keep talking for the whole song. I don't care.
Smiles. Look at that.
Dan, sing again when it comes in.
No, because the show will be over by then.
I'll sing with you. Who cares about the branch?
Hello? Oh.
Stuart doesn't pay us enough.
I can't control that.
Ouch, we love you, Stuart.
I know, we love Stuart.